It's not like I play Monjulika and then, I come back home and I just do that on Siddharth because then poor thing. He sees that side of me anyway.
When you're playing a character for an extended period of time, and some films take longer than the others, does it sort of creep into or seep into Vidya, the person? I'll tell you why I asked. I read an interview of Alpacino, and he said when he was doing Scarface, Tony Montana was the character, and violence was something that was something that he enjoyed and was such a big part of who he was. He started to see dogs on the street, and he wanted to kick those dogs, even though he loves dogs. But that violence was such a part of the character he was playing then that it started to become a part of who he was. This may be a bit extreme, but in your case, have you ever found that that the character is sort of merging into the person? Are you able to sort of disconnect when you go home?
Now I am. I think, which is where again the 20 years show, right? Yeah. Previously, I didn't know how to draw a line. I also thought that was great acting when, you get lost in the process and you can't draw a line between yourself and the character. I thought, oh, that's what great actors do and all that. But I also read a quote by Dustin Hoffman where, he told a younger actor, I don't remember who that was, that I think the actor was prepping for a role where he was exhausted and he kept running and exhausting himself. And he said, why don't you try acting? So, over time, you also learn these things. It's also important that, to maintain your sanity, to keep healthy physically. I think that line is very important. I remember during the Dirty Picture, I had fallen horribly sick because it took a lot out of me. So Nasir Saab had sent me a one-line message at one point when, he heard that I wasn't well, saying, very important to keep Vidya and Silk separate. And that's all he said. And I was like, at that time, I'm not sure I fully understood it, but I do think that over time I've been able to do that. Right. And it's not like I play Monjulika and then, I come back home and I just do that on Siddharth because then poor thing. He sees that side of me anyway. No, why? It's true. Of course, Daniel Day-Lewis, I remember he said that, you have to ask my wife how she feels because there's a different man who walks in during every film. I'm sure it does influence some part of you that you can't take away, right? Luckily, I've not done any really violent parts so far to know that. But I do think that, and if I'm playing sexy parts, then I don't think my husband's complaining.